What is it that you have to share that can fascinate the public? Because there's so much that goes on in a farm operation that if you can find what it is that you do that people don't know anything about, not only will they listen to your ideas, but they'll spread them for you. And that's the most important thing, to be able to get ideas to cross over that giant mountain between agriculture and consumers. One of my favorite people out there that is finding ways to get ideas out to the general consumer is a guy named Brian Scott, and he has a Twitter and YouTube page called The Farmer's Life. And what he does is he tries to take his work in agriculture and share it. So one of the examples that he does is he took a drone and he takes it out into his backyard, and he has that drone hovering right here. And what he does is he stands in front of it and it's filming him, and he pours glyphosate, the active ingredient in products like Roundup, and he pours 22 ounces into a measuring cup to show how much goes on 1 acre of land. Then that drone flies straight up in the air, way, way, way up, so that you can now zoom the camera lens out, and what you see is there's a white picket fence that marks off 1 acre of land, and it shows that's how little glyphosate is used on that much land. And the reason this is so powerful is most people, one, have no idea how little chemicals are used on farms, but two, they don't even know what an acre is. So he was able to take these two ideas, use drone photography, he's got great music with it, and he puts something out there that people are excited to see and want to share. And I think it's a great example that we can all learn from and try and do on our own farms. One of the first experiences that I ever had with agriculture once I took the role with Monsanto was I was invited to go to a farm progress show. And I know a lot of farmers, they probably have seen these sprayer demonstrations hundreds of times, but when I was there, I had never seen anything like that. And I was in this tent, and the sales guy saw that I was looking around. I probably wasn't much of a motivated buyer, but he noticed and he said, "Son, come over here." And he had me take my hand and put it underneath the sprayer, and it was hooked up to water. And he turned it on, and a light mist covered my hand. And he said, "Take your hand out and look at that." And so I did, and I could see just these little tiny drops completely covering my hand. He gave me a towel and he had me dry my hands off. And then he had me put my hand under it again, and he made a few adjustments. And this time, there were big droplets that came out. And he said, "Take your hand out and look at that, and put your head up close." And so I did. And what he said is, that's how far agriculture has come. We're now engineering the size of the droplets. That's how much we care about getting just the right chemical on that plant, and no more and no less, so it does exactly what we're doing. And it was that moment that I felt this fascination, like there is an entire ocean, a universe of science and engineering that has gone into making agriculture better. And I felt this sense of joy. And I think the reason that I try and always tell that story is because we have those things all around us in agriculture. And if we can just make what we do something relatable, fascinating to the general public, we'll watch things turn around very quickly, because we have to be open to the fact that much of the ideas about agriculture are spread through fear and anger. So the only tool that we have to fight against that is fascination and wonder, and I think that we're well poised to do it. You know, one of the most important things is when we think about memes, why people use memes is because we as humans don't have enough time to go learn everything around us. And so what we do is we turn to the groups of people that we trust and we say, how do we feel about this thing? What do we know about it? And then we take whatever ideas these trusted people give and we put it out there. It's why people become so emotional online. It's because they're not defending the science behind what they believe, they're defending their own group. So if you're going to start sharing ideas, you need to remember that what you're trying to do is to build trust, so that when they have a question that becomes a little bit deeper or they're afraid, that when they turn, they think of you as a member of their group. They think of you as somebody that will give them ideas, memes, that they'll be willing to share. And building that trust is something that I think farmers are so good at doing, and I'm really excited because I think the whole thing about fear that consumers are having about their food and where the environment is going can turn around really quickly. We're now seeing groups that are doing a great job getting out on line and opening their farms up. I think things will change really quickly, and we're starting to see it happen. It's an exciting time. I think the biggest take-home message is making sure that you are connecting with your audience, that you're saying what is it that they don't know about that they would welcome to hear more about or to see photos of. And when you think about agriculture being only 2% of the population, 98% of the population has no way to get a photo of a cow-calf operation. They have no way of seeing what it's like when corn first starts emerging from the soil, or some of the challenges with getting a planter put together. And those are the kinds of things that if you share it with the general public, they're going to want to see that, and they're going to find it interesting in a way that if you don't share those photos, they won't know anything about it.